Pokemon, the biggest media franchise in the world. This series has been with me for as long as I can remember, from watching the anime before school in the morning, to playing their latest releases. I want to show my appreciation to this magical series by counting down my top 100 Pokemon that currently exist. It's gonna be a long one. I've been looking at all aspects of the series, not only the stats, but I will be taking good stats into account. In particular, their appearance in the anime, as it shows off the personalities better than the games, as well as how much I like the Pokemon's design and their origins. Of course, this list is extremely opinionated and will definitely not match up to your favourites. Let's not make this list any longer and begin the countdown.
Who's that Pokemon?
Starting off this massive list is the Majestic Fox Pokemon, Ninetales. Could you guess where the name came from? Based off of the kitsune of Japanese legend, it's only natural that it is so beautiful. One of my earliest memories of this Pokemon is watching the episode where Ninetales messed with Brock's head by creating illusions and thinking that it is somehow both adorable but also kind of ominous. In recent years, Ninetales obtained a new form in its Alolan variant, and I might actually prefer this form in some ways. No other Pokemon shares its unique typing of Ice and Fairy, but also because it is somehow more majestic. I like majestic Pokemon, you'll see plenty more later. Both forms don't have any stats to write home about, but it's by no means unusable, especially in doubles, as its Cantonian version is right at home on sunny weather teams. Ninetales even had a prominent role in Mystery Dungeon. Ninetales actually cast a curse on a human that will turn into the Pokemon you play as, bringing on many natural disasters. There is a lot to love here, making it the perfect Pokemon to start off this colossal list.
Who's that Pokemon?
Salamance is a pseudo-legendary from the Hoenn region, and a damn good one. One thing I adore about this Pokemon is the story it tells through its evolution. Many Pokedex entries for Bagon, its pre-evolution, tells how it one day wants to fly and constantly throws itself off of cliffs in hopes to miraculously sprout wings, but to no avail. Eventually, the Bagon would evolve into the cocoon-like Pokemon Shelgon, and then into Salamance, finally gaining the wings it fought so hard to get. Truly beautiful. Not only that, but I also enjoy its design, simple but effective. One thing which keeps Salamance from being any higher though, is its underwhelming Mega Evolution. I get what they were going for, but it fell short if you asked me. Salamance is a mixed attacker with reasonable speed, but with a restrictive move pool. It does get Flamethrower to deal with the ice types, but most of them would outspeed it anyway, and Salamance would usually get one shot by them, giving it a massive weakness when compared to certain other pseudo-legendaries, which is why it's only at number 99.
Who's that Pokemon?
Here we have an example of a pre-evolution that I prefer over its evolutions. Let's get out of the way. The reason I like Todile so much is because of Ash's Totodile in the anime. He had a playful personality that was a joy to watch all throughout Johto. Also, the circumstance that Ash even caught Totodile in was unique, as Ash and Misty had to argue over who would even get the Pokemon. That's good stuff. In the games, Totodile is obviously pretty terrible in battle, but that doesn't matter. It is simply a funny little lad. Obviously, Totodile in its evolution line is based off of crocodiles and or alligators, but with a bipedal twist, and an appealing colour scheme. That's really all I can say about Totodile. He just makes me happy.
Who's that Pokemon?
I don't understand why the Sinnoh evolutions of old Pokemon get so much hate. I love them all. Maybe that's my Sinnoh nostalgia and bias, but who cares. Magmortar in particular is great. It took an already decent Pokemon in Magmar and literally upgraded it using the Magmarizer. It has an arm cannon for Christ's sake, straight up Mega Man! I also enjoy using it in battle from time to time, because its moveset is surprisingly diverse. Flamethrower, Thunder Punch, Belly Drum, Rock Slide, Thunderbolt, Solar Beam, and Earthquake! It can learn so many moves paired with its decent attack stats and fantastic special attack. I'm surprised that I don't see it more. Magmortar's origin is unknown, but it seems to share some elements from multiple creatures, such as ducks and iguanas. Also, his Japanese name is Booburn, and I think that's hilarious.
Who's that Pokemon?
One thing not many people know is that I really like bugs, particularly dragonflies and antlions. But what do you know, Flygon is sort of both. Pokemon Ruby's Pokédex describes Flygon as the elemental spirit of the desert, since it creates sandstorms by flying. I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty awesome. Its stats are pretty good all across the board too, meaning there are many ways to use a Flygon. It could be a physical sweeper or a special attacker. This creates an incentive to use multiple Flygon, which I know I certainly did. In my most recent playthrough of Oras, I made sure to catch a Trapinch and add it to my team as soon as possible. The typing of Flygon confuses me though. It isn't actually a bug type, but ground and flying. I think bug and ground would have been a much better typing if you ask me. Fun fact, this Pokemon was planned to get a Mega Evolution, but Ken Sugimori got artist block and scrapped the idea. What a shame.
Who's that Pokemon?
I may like bugs, but spiders are a different story. I hate spiders, but I'm also kind of fascinated by them. Galvantula is the only spider I would purposefully get close to. Found in Chargestone Cave, its pre-evolution Joltik is an adorable Pokemon I often consider raising, and when it evolves it turns into an equally cute but deadly electrically charged tarantula with high speed and special attack, as well as access to sticky webs to lower the speed of anyone who gets close. Arachnophobic shouldn't read its Pokédex entries though, and that's a warning. I also really love the colour scheme of this guy. The blue and yellow complement each other very well. The only thing that annoys me is the fact that it only has 4 legs. Still better than Ariados though, but that bar was already super low.
Who's that Pokemon?
The first thing to mention about Hatarine is his origin. Hatarine may be inspired by forest witches from European folklore that are used to frighten children that do not want to sleep or stay quiet, such as Baba Yaga, also known as the hag from the famous Hansel and Gretel fairy tale. Its appearance may be inspired by the Hariyanago, a female ghoul from Japanese folklore, described as a beautiful woman that uses its extremely long hair tipped with thorn-like barbs to attack. The hat-like hair on its head seems to represent the stereotypical witch's hat too. Who thinks of this stuff? Also, its Pokédex entries are something else. This Pokemon can read the emotions of creatures over 30 miles away. The minute it senses hostility, it goes on the attack. Basically, it will beat your face in if you so much as think hostile thoughts, and it will hurt. Hatarine's special attack can reach the max of 408, and it can learn moves such as Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, Thunder Wave, Mystical Fire, and Hyper Beam, etc. What stops Hatarine from being much higher is because I haven't had the chance to properly use it too much, and I don't really like its G-Max form though. It's still a really good Pokemon.
Who's that Pokemon?
From one of the scariest Pokemon to the jolliest is Ludicolo. Ludicolo seems to be based on a mixture of a duck, a pineapple, and the Kappa, a Japanese yokai, all garbed in stereotypical Mexican wear. I think I can speak for most people when I say the best part about Ludicolo is his idle animation in the 3D games. He's always frickin' dancing, it makes me happy. This Pokemon spreads joy wherever it goes, ironically unlike Kappas, who are, let's say, not the happiest creatures in the world. Ludicolo has many great abilities too, but Rain Dish is my choice. When there is rain, this ability would heal Ludicolo. Mix that with leftovers and it will be difficult to actually kill this thing. Admittedly, his stats aren't the best, but at least they're balanced. Who cares about that though? If the fabulous Mirror Bee has one, it is instantly a good Pokemon.
Who's that Pokemon?
Here is the only evolution on the list. Yeah, the only one. Umbreon. Umbreon's origins are uncertain, but I think it takes origin from many sources. The most obvious origin is that of the Black Cat. Anyone with half a brain can see that with a single glance. But what about those rings? The rings on Umbreon's body apparently resemble Egyptian lunar markings and jewellery that have been associated with animal sculptures such as the cat statues of the Egyptian goddess Bastet. The only way to actually obtain Umbreon is by leveling up an Eevee with max happiness at nighttime. Umbreon also has the most simple shiny I can think of, yet it is one of the best in the whole series. Only a truly special Pokemon can pull that off. I haven't used Umbreon that much, but I can see that Umbreon is a defensive Pokemon to combat Espeon, which is more offensive. Honestly, I'm not too impressed by its move pool, but that's what's keeping it only at 92. But hey, I still love Umbreon.
Who's that Pokemon?
Psyduck. One of the funniest Pokemon ever. I can't look at this duck without a large cheesy grin emerging on my face. I am of course talking about Misty Psyduck in particular. This dimwit can make me laugh just by existing. However, when its headache gets bad enough, it has been shown to use phenomenally powerful psychic type moves, which far exceed its normal ability. This is what makes Psyduck so fun to watch. You never know when he'll snap. Oh, and also the fact that he can't swim. I'm so glad it never evolved. Golduck is just so bland compared to Psyduck. He doesn't even have an interesting design origin. He's just based on a rubber duck. Perfection.